Again, at Rentschler Field, and that's where we find NBC Connecticut's Caitlin Burchill live this morning. Caitlin, you were there yesterday morning. The drone video over the line of cars was just stunning to see.
Yeah, it's almost incredible in that, like, you just can't even believe it way. I mean, but that's just how big the need is, and if you can open your arms right now to help people, I mean, that video can really make you want to do that right now. The food sheriff says they've been seeing at least a 30% increase in the amount of food that they've been distributing, again, to show how big the need is. These tents will be filled up with food once again this morning to be given out to people who need it. Now let's show that out the rest of the week. Doors open at 8:30 here until they hit their quota. And for folks who are watching this morning, maybe you're thinking of coming down here. There are lines. You will have to wait for perhaps a couple of hours. But remember, this is just a supplemental food drive-through pickup process. Food Share has 250 different food gathering locations. They also have mobile food sites all throughout Greater Hartford. So take a look, go to our website, and we can connect you to theirs to get much more information of other places where you can go as well. Live in East Hartford this morning, Caitlin Burchill, NBC Connecticut News. Good morning from the parking lot of Rentschler Field here in East Hartford. These tents behind me are empty right now, but soon they'll be filled with...
NBC Connecticut's Caitlin Burchill joins us live from East Hartford this morning, where long lines are expected once again today. And Caitlin, going back to one of your early reports, the amount of money that Food Share has spent in just the last few weeks is staggering.
It's staggering. Yeah, usually, Ted, according to the leader of Food Share, they usually get so many donations, food donations from grocery stores, but grocery stores are inundated. People need that food. So it's really just changed the whole supply and demand, and people can't donate as much as they have been because they're struggling right now. I mean, those images you just showed on TV of the Drone Ranger are absolutely staggering. Today is day 2 of the Food Share pickup. Folks will be driving here behind me. There'll be food. There'll be volunteers. Another day to lend a hand to folks really struggling. 2/3 of what they've spent for all of last year. So they're doing what they can to keep up, but any donations would be so helpful to Food Share right now if you're watching from home and can help. Live in East Hartford this morning, Caitlin Burchill, NBC Connecticut News.
Just an eye-opening report there, Caitlin. Thank you. It's 5:35.
Connecticut's Caitlin Burchill joins us live from East Hartford, where we will see a similar scene today. And Caitlin, I mean, it really illustrates just how many families are struggling right now.
Good morning, Heidi. Oh, I mean, there were hundreds of cars yesterday, and that's for just the folks who had heard about this, and they had to turn people away. Now, Food Share says they've seen an increase of about 30% of the food they've had to distribute. You can actually see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars already lined up behind me to go through this line. Doors don't even open until 8:30 this morning. Let's show you, while there is a line already building, you can get here and you can get food if you live in Hartford County or Tolland County. Also, remember, this is just a supplemental option. There are also the 250 locations in the Greater Hartford area where you can, those food pantries, also mobile food sites. So head to our website so you can get to Food Share site so you can find other locations if you don't want to wait. There is lots of help out there. So much need right now. Live in East Hartford this morning, Caitlin Burchill, NBC Connecticut News.
All right, Caitlin, thank you.
Joins us live from the Rent this morning, where we're going to see that once again today. Really a stunning sight. It really shows you how many families are struggling right now, Caitlin.
Good morning, Heidi. Yeah, it truly takes your breath away. So today's day 2 of this Food Share drive-through program in the parking lot of Rentschler Field. Look behind me. Already about 20+ cars lining up, and the doors here, or the food, won't be passed out, I should say, for another 2 hours. It begins at 8:30 this morning. Let's go 30. Food Share has already spent 2/3 of the money they spent all of last year. So they spent about $225,000 to buy more food to help feed folks, our neighbors, our loved ones in need. They spent $300,000 all of last year. So of course they're asking for donations this morning if you can help, and volunteer time too. So head to our website for that information. Live in East Hartford, Caitlin Burchill, NBC Connecticut News.
Caitlin, thank you. It's a massive effort to keep food on Connecticut tables.
NBC Connecticut's Caitlin Burchill live at Rentschler Field, where we will probably see those massive lines again today. Caitlin, what time did they start lining up already this morning?
Good morning, Heidi and Ted. They started lining up at 5:30 this morning. Right now, dozens of cars behind me ready to get some food, and that doesn't begin being handed out until 8:30 this morning. Just the need is so dire. We have video from Drone Ranger and mobile sites as well. This is open from 8:30 until they run out of food today. Live in East Hartford, back to you.
All right, Caitlin, thank you. Let's get over to meteorologist.
Volumes about the need for food.
Good morning, Kevin. Yeah, the lines behind me on East Hartford Boulevard North, right in front of heading into Wrenchler Field, they're not as long.
2/3 of what they've spent for all of last year. So they're doing what they can to keep up, but any donations would be so helpful to Food Share right now if you're watching from home and can help. Live in East Hartford this morning, Caitlin Burchill, NBC Connecticut News.
Just an eye-opening report there, Caitlin. Thank you. It's 5:35.
Well, many people we've spoken to this morning saw yesterday's line, so they got here early this morning. Some folks even had to be turned away yesterday. Now, the line behind me right now, not as long as it was yesterday at this time, but don't let them. Now, as long as the need is there, Food Share CEO says they will be there to help folks as long, of course, as they can get the food and they can have the people and they can have this huge space to help. So, of course, donations and volunteers would be greatly appreciated. You can head to our website for that information. In East Hartford, Caitlin Burchill, NBC Connecticut News.